Okay, so let's have a look at subtracting decimals by looking at this example. So our question is, what is 5.07 take away 3.158? Okay, so what are we going to do first? First I'm going to think about, can I do that in my head? And I think the answer is not easily. Not 3 decimal places is quite a lot to be doing in your head. There's quite a lot of complicated things in there, so I think we are going to need to have a go at column subtraction here. But before we actually put it into columns, I want to make an estimate of what the answer is going to be, just to make sure that when I do get an answer, it's sensible. So I'm going to not worry about the decimal places for a minute. So 5 take away 3. The answer should be roughly 2. 5 take away 3 is 2, so that, roughly that. And it's going to be a little bit less than 2. So I'd expect it to be 1.9 something, 1.8 something. So I'm going to keep that in my head. If I might even put it, so less than 2 as my estimated answer. Okay, next job is to put it into columns to do our subtraction. Now when you're doing column subtraction with decimals, the important thing is to line up the decimal points. So you need to make sure that, for example, the units, we know, or the ones are 5 and 3, they need to be in the same column. This is the tenths column, it's the first one after the decimal point. Those need to be in the same columns, etc. So let's do that next. 5, obviously this would be easy if I had some squared paper, but I don't, so you're going to have to bear with me. 5.07. You can see I've done them quite big, so it's very clear. You can see this is what I mean by lining up the decimal points. They are exactly one on top of the other. 3.158. Okay, and then I'm going to draw a line underneath. And I'm sort of ready to go, except that, what problems can you see? The first problem is that I've got different number of decimal places in each of the figures. So this one's got 2 decimal places, this one's got 1. So when I start to do the subtraction, reminded me that's a subtraction, when I'm going to start, as always with subtraction, on the right-hand side of the number, and there's nothing in this column. So what am I going to do? Yeah, that's right, I'm going to put a placeholder 0 in there to get that working. So now I've got the same number of decimal places, and I am going to start on the right-hand side like you do for non-decimal subtractions, and I'm going to start from the top number. 0 take away 8 I can't do. So I'm going to need to do some exchanging. I might use a different colour for my exchanging. Here we go. So I'm going to say in this column, which is the hundredths column, there were 7 hundredths. I'm going to move one of those hundredths across to the thousandths column. So I've now got 10 thousandths there, and I'm going to reduce the number in the hundredths column by 1. So I've now got 6 hundredths there. Make sure you do both of those. So all you're doing is you're moving one of the tenths across, one of the hundredths across to the thousandths column, and that's 10 thousandths, which is the same as 1 hundredth. So now I've got 10 in the thousandth column, take away 8, I can do that. 10 take away 8 is 2. Fantastic. 6 take away 5 is 1 in the in the hundredths column. And now I'm onto the tenths column. 0 take away 1. Can't do that one either. So same again, doesn't matter about the decimal point in the way, you go to the column to the left, which is the units column. So I'm going to take one of those units and I'm going to move it across to the tenths column. So there's now 10 tenths, which is the same as 1 unit. And I've moved that unit from there, so I need to reduce that one to, now it's 4. Okay, coming back to my tenths column, 10 tenths take away 1 tenth is 9 tenths. Don't forget to put the decimal point in. And then up to the units, 4 take away 3 is 1. So I think my answer is 1.912. Okay, I'm just checking. I should have a number a bit less than 2. 1.912 is a bit less than 2. That's looking hopeful. But again, it would be useful because it's quite possible that I've made a mistake with a lot of exchanging going on up here, that I might have made a silly mistake. So I need to check my answer. Okay, and the way to check it is by using the inverse. So what we should have is the answer added to the smaller number there should equal the top number. So let's write that out. So I've got 1.912, again making sure you've got your columns very carefully lined up, 3.158. This one I'm going to add it up. I'm hoping it's going to add up to 5.07. Okay, in the thousandth column, 2 add 8, 10. 1 add 5 is 6, add another one is 7. 9 add 1 is 10. Again, doesn't matter about the decimal point. Just move it through as if you would without the decimals. And then 1 add 3 add 1 is 5. 5.07, that's the answer that I'm expecting. So I'm pretty sure my final answer should be 1.912. Okay. So now it's your turn to have a go, and I'm going to give you the calculation. Let's have a go at what is. Let's have 6.05 take away 2.731. Okay, so have a go at that one now and post onto the stream your answer. We'll see how many different answers we get, and then if you've got your answer, see if you can write down your explanation so that you can run through it if necessary. Okay.